So I am Alexia, I come from France, and I was born in 1973. And nowadays I live in Brussels and I work at the European Commission. So I came to East Berlin when I was 16, and my father was a French diplomat and was named to this position as basically the second in command at the French embassy. And so I followed my father there while the rest of the family was staying in France, mostly because I had some issues with my mother who was staying there. Basically, when I arrived, it was in the summer, so we spent a bit of, I spent a bit of time with one of my brothers visiting basically both sides of Berlin, and then the school year started. So that was in September, basically. So in order to go to school, well, there was no French-speaking gymnasium in East Berlin, so I was crossing the wall every day and going to the Französisches Gymnasium, which was a school that offered a program in French, but was mostly with German students, which meant that I had to do the travel from East Berlin to West Berlin every day, both ways, just to go to school. So in order to go to school, we had a bus which was driven by the chauffeur of the embassy, and he was collecting me, my sister, and a few other French, other also Algerian students, and we were crossing the wall without any problem, because this was a diplomatic car. The only issues is if I wanted to come back home in the evening and it was too late, then this bus was not there anymore, and I had to take the public transport, which sometimes was taking a very long time. So a bit of the difficulty with this system was that actually I couldn't stay after school in West Berlin, simply because it was actually quite late and there were no public transport traveling late from West Berlin to East Berlin. So either I took the bus, which was scheduled to leave just after school, or sometime I could stay maybe 1 or 2 hours and then take the train and cross the border, and then take another train to go home. But that was taking a lot of time. So I didn't take part in any activities after school, and in terms of friends, I did not make many, because at this Französisches Gymnasium there were basically 3 types of students. There were the French sons and daughters of militaries, and who were basically not so pleasant to speak with, and then there were French-speaking Germans who themselves had spent many years in that school and knew each other and didn't see the point of making friends with new people. And then there were a few sons or daughters of diplomats, but basically mostly of countries which were not very friendly with France, so the relations were not so good. My father was basically au fait with everything that was happening in East Germany, so he would call me and tell me basically where the demonstrations were going to be and when, and then I could go there with my camera, East German camera with a very nice Carl Zeiss lens. And so I could do my little reportage, and then sometime also I would tell my father what had happened. Himself was also, of course, following the demonstrations. So I was very in the première loge. I mean, first first to know and first to go. So what I associate with the fall of the wall was a call from my father in the middle of the night, telling me that there had been an announcement that people could, that anyone in East Germany could cross the wall easily. And so I took my camera with me, and I just joined the crowd of people who were crossing the wall, and I took a lot of pictures also in the trains of East German people looking happy, which for me was really a new experience, because at the time really life seemed very bleak in East Germany, and nobody looked so happy. But then I saw that, they could also be happy. So in terms of the situation in Berlin, actually I had arrived just during the summer of 1989, and I had only limited time to go around and visit Berlin. I mean, during the summer, everything looked bright and sunny and pleasant, but already in November, the weather was worse, and everyone looked quite depressed, and I noticed that people were not speaking with each other and seemed to be generally quite afraid of any kind of interaction, especially with foreigners like me. So when the wall fell, it was really a big change in spirit, and for the first time I saw Germans having a little bit of hope and looking a little bit more optimistically in the future.